Yes, and Karis, coming back to you, of course, this is something that has been discussed throughout the evening, but I'd like your perspective on it. A red line for Ukraine is not conceding land. That is something that has been discussed, of course, by Russia, but also President Trump leading up to this meeting. Do you think that's the only way a compromise could be found? And how might Ukraine respond?
I have to just tell you, I'm pretty bad with speculation. Whenever I predict things that will happen, I would say 50% of the time they don't go that way. So I have no idea what Ukraine will do, but I have confidence that one thing that will not happen is Trump agreeing to cede more territory other than the Donbas region of eastern Ukraine. I think that I cannot imagine that could ever be on the table for Trump and Rubio and Witkoff. So I think it really just comes down to that region. And I believe my sense is that Trump is going to be arguing from a position of not ceding any territory, of getting that territory back to Ukraine, because if we've looked in the past at Trump's negotiating rhetoric, he always starts at 100%. I mean, look at how he wields tariffs, right? Not just as a mechanism of trade, but to deal with other elements, other policy arenas. And so, Trump will, I think he's going to start very, very, very firm with Russia, and then we'll see what happens. So that's my hunch. I don't know what could be gained with Zelensky and Putin there. I understand, Adrian, that you believe that that's a very important part of these negotiations for Zelensky to be there. But I mean, as we've seen, in the past in the Oval Office with how Zelensky related to Trump, which is, an administration that has been, essentially the backbone of Zelensky's survival in this. I mean, Europe has not done one thing for Ukraine. They have not sent any troops. They've been buying more, fuel from Russia, that Putin can use to fund his artillery. So I don't think that I think that Zelensky in these talks might be more of a liability, just in terms of like his posturing and the Ukrainian/Polish national pride that we tend to see in this type of region. And it might be better for Trump to communicate with Zelensky after the fact. So we'll see what happens. Everything's up in the air.
Yes, absolutely. Also joining us, Walter Anderson, a political analyst, joining us live from Washington, D.C. Walter, thank you ever